This show is made possible by support from Landsharkz.ca. Visit them for all your coin and swag needs at www.landsharkz.ca. And by viewers like you. Thank you for your donations. Going back to April 2006 for this anniversary episode, see things that have changed and some things that are the same. On this episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. Hi there, and welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. I'm Icenrye, thanks for watching. If you're new to the show, welcome to the family. What this is me, my lovely co-host Roxy, my camera operator Abel, and I go out caching, film it, throw together a few hints, tips, and tricks, upload it to the internet so you can download or watch it to your own leisure. If you're a regular viewer, thanks for sticking around, I appreciate your viewership. So, what's new? Well, hey, April's here in the Prince George and Central Interior. Heck, it's April everywhere now. And caches have been popping up all over the place. Why? Mostly because it's time for the Cache Blitz here in the province of British Columbia, and caches are going crazy. I'll have a link to some of the caches in the Prince George area up on my website. Check it out, we got some really great ones. Speaking of caches, the famous Prince George cache has returned. Yes, folks, if you've been a fan of the show since day one, you'll remember episode 8 where I featured the dream sequence where I decided to place a famous cache here in Prince George. Folks, there are thousands of these caches all over the world. They're famous or infamous, depending on your point of view. And finally, there's one here in Prince George. Actually, the original, well, the location disappeared, but after a lot of feedback from the caching community here in the Prince George area, I decided to revive it. So ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the famous Prince George cache. Take 2. Also, I've been getting some great stuff in the mail. Just this week, I received everlasting GPS food from Daryl W4 and Firefly03 of the Cache Maniacs podcast. If you don't know what everlasting GPS food is, they're rechargeable batteries. Now, make sure you check out the episode 9 of Caches Around Table, of which I was a panel member, where we talk about rechargeable batteries and other ways to make geocaching a slightly greener activity. And I haven't had a chance to use these batteries yet, but they look like they're really good and they're a lot of fun, and hey, they've been getting a lot of good reviews, so I'll have to check them out and never have to buy batteries for my GPS receiver again. Also, I received this strange envelope in the mail, and I really don't know where it was from because the return address was from me. So I opened it up, and what was inside was a Jedi Geocoin. It was actually a pair of them, one for me and one to give away on a future contest. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I was more Star Trek than Star Wars, and I think that whole Force thing is, I don't believe in any of that Force stuff. Oops. So one more piece of personal chatter. March 27th, 2005. I sat down on my computer and I uploaded a file to the archive.org website. It was the very first episode of the Videozine. So that marks the 3rd anniversary. So here we are, 3 years old, still going strong. Of course, I got a new co-host now, and I got this wonderful studio here. And if you're lucky enough, you'll actually be watching this live as I recorded on Justin TV. So right now the website is justin.tv/Icenrye. And if you also subscribe to my Twitters, I'll also put out a Twitter when I'm just about to go live. So if you're watching the live feed, hello, I know the sound's not that good, so I'll speak loudly for you. Hello. So that's enough chatter for now. Let's get into some geocaching news. Geocaching news. Well, first off, as I mentioned in the chatter segment, the Cache Blitz has finally arrived here in the province of British Columbia. And Mountain Man has been a busy boy. There has been hundreds of caches released in the last few days. I'm actually recording this on April 4th, actually April 5th, and I swear there's been at least 100 caches released in the province of British Columbia. So the amazing travel bug race has officially begun. I have 4 bugs myself, haven't released any of them in the wild yet, but I still have a little bit of time to get them going. This looks like it's going to be a great contest. Lots of people seem to be entering so far, and bugs are being released throughout the entire province. If you'd like more information on the amazing travel bug race, check out my show notes at Icenrye.com, and I'll have links to the PG Caches website where you can find out all the information you need to know. So the weekend of April 19th and 20th marks CITO weekend in a lot of the world. You don't know what CITO is? Cash in, trash out. It's an annual get-together of geocaches where you go around, pick a designated area, get in there, clean up all the garbage, meet up with other people, and have a lot of fun. Now, if you'd like to find a CITO event in your area, I'll have links on my site to the geocaching.com website where you can find out all the event coming up in your area. So lastly in news, we have a couple of promos from Maniacs and Caches of the Round Table. Daryl and Firefly, take it away.
Our guest on this week's Maniacs show is a geocacher currently hailing from the state of Washington. Go Northwest loves to travel and recently visited the original Stash Plaque in Oregon. Find out more about his travels in geocaching during his first 11 months by downloading episode 70 from CacheManiacs.com or through your favorite podcasting client.
April is a month of CITO, and the Caches of the Round Table are talking about greener caching. Join Bass Chaz, Firefly03, Icenrye, Spin Doc Bob, and me, Daryl W4, as we talk about some little things we can do to lessen our impact on the environment and on the pocketbook. Mark your calendars for next month's live show on May 3rd through the TalkShoe service. Check the Caches of the Round Table website for more information.
Alright, time for the iTunes Comment Coin Giveaway Contest. You know how it goes. Fire up iTunes, go to the Videozine page, leave a comment. I check all the stores from all over the world, throw everybody's name into the collective bucket, draw one out, you win a prize. For this episode, we have a 2007 British Columbia Geocoin and matching pen, courtesy of Landsharkz.ca. Landsharkz.ca, check them out for all your Geocoin and Geoswag needs at Landsharkz.ca. Alright, we got all the names in the bucket here. Let's mix them up. Pull one out. So for this episode, the coin goes to Spin Doc Bob. Hey, Darren, congratulations. You know the routine. Email me. We'll get this bad boy off down under as quick as possible. Congratulations. A little something for the new child in your life. So folks, that about wraps up for the preliminaries. Now for this episode, celebrating our 3rd year, we're going to go a little old school. So it's time to wrap it up, and let's get into the main event. Hi Roxy! You weren't even born when this show started. So for this episode, to celebrate the 3rd anniversary, we're going back a couple of years. I was going through the old archives and I found some footage that I've yet to use in the show. Originally shot in April of 2006, this footage features caches in the Chilliwack and the Fraser Valley area. Strangely enough, a lot of these caches are archived now, but the scenery is just as beautiful now as it was then. So let's get her rolling. Chilliwack caching from way back in 2006. So near Chilliwack, there's a tourist information booth. We're actually standing by it now, and of course, a cache nearby. And this one's called Educating Tourists by Chili Busher. That's an interesting, it's a little two-stage multi-cache. You go to the first stage, and it's a very, very small micro, and it gives you the coordinates to the actual final cache location. And the actual cache is quite small. It's extremely micro. This area is also known as the Chilliwack Heritage Park, and off on the side there's a big red barn where they hold horse shows and tractor pulls and all kinds of fun stuff. And right next to it there's a bit of a museum where they have a lot of old farm machinery and road construction stuff and a lot of really good old-fashioned stuff that you ever get a chance to come by and look at it. So, Educating Tourists by Chili Busher, right here in Chilliwack. Great little cache, and after you find it, go be a tourist. Just outside the city of Chilliwack, there's a cache called Barrowtown Micro by Chili Busher. And this is one of these classic caches that I just love showing. It's one of these caches that really shows what geocaching is all about. This place is so full of history. What originally happened is where I'm standing now, and most of the Chilliwack Valley used to be bottom of a lake. If you ever look at this area on a topographical map, you'll see this like completely surrounded by like a ridge, like mountains. And so back in the 20s, they decided that they're going to drain this lake and reclaim the lake bottom as farmland. Now, we'll get into all the history and everything about that. You can actually look it up on the net. As a matter of fact, if you look up this particular cache, it has the whole history listed there on the cache description page. But it's a really great spot. There's a nice plaque behind me with a timeline of everything that went on. There's a piece of one of the original pumps here. There's a few gardens and other neat things around here also to commemorate the incredible task that occurred back in the 1920s. And of course, there's the actual cache itself. So again, if you're ever traveling through Chilliwack, it's just off the freeway, a little bit of driving to get here. But make sure you check out the Barrowtown Micro by Chili Busher. If you don't know too much about history in Chilliwack, there used to be a fairly substantial Canadian Armed Forces base located near here. It's been decommissioned now, and it's actually been turned into a school. However, there are still a few remnants left behind, and one of which is the cenotaph, which honors those who gave their lives in previous wars. And one of the things located here at the cenotaph is this nice tank behind me. It's called Caroline. And before you start singing Neil Diamond songs, okay, I'm not going to play because, well, then I'd end up violating copyright rules and I get sued, but that's besides the point. There's a cache in there. It's called Tanks Caroline, and little micro, little key box, but again, it's one of those caches that it's not about finding the cache, it's about getting to some place and learning something about the area. And I grew up in the military, so cenotaphs are very important places to me. I've been lucky, I haven't lost anybody to any conflicts, but I know people who have, and it's never a pleasant feeling. So, guys in the service, thumbs up, guys, keep up the good work and such. But anyways, like I said, Tanks Caroline, nice little micro cache. When you're in Chilliwack, check it out, and then go pay some respects at the cenotaph. So there you go, some footage from way back a long time ago. And as you can see, we're rejoined by my co-host Roxy for the closing of the show. Now folks, you can tell that was a long time ago. Those glasses, ooh, I don't know where they are now, but I'm glad I don't wear them anymore. They're kind of frightening looking. But that about wraps it up for this episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. But before we go, just a couple quick notes. First off, I'd like to thank Landsharkz.ca for their continuing support and sponsorship of this show. And as I've mentioned many times before, for all your geocaching and geoswag needs, make sure you check them out at Landsharkz.ca. Also, I'd like to thank contributing viewers to the Videozine. There are numerous costs involved with this show, everything from hosting to editing and production costs, and any financial contribution is greatly appreciated. For those who've already contributed, again, thank you. And if you would like to contribute or donate to the Videozine, it's very easy. Simply go to my webpage, Icenrye.com. You'll see a variety of ways you can donate through PayPal. Again, thank you for your kind donations. Well, as you can see, Roxy's getting a little tired here, and there's still a little bit of sunshine outside, so then I'm going to head out into the backyard, throw the ball around a little bit before the kids retire for the evening, and I sit down to watch some hockey. So in the meantime, and in between time, that's it. Another episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So until the next episode, cache on. Hey girl, you pooped out?